How's it going, YouTube? Dallas Boy here with my National Pokeball League Season 5 draft analysis. I am back for another year after a pretty disappointing end to last season. And I came off a pretty good run there. And here's hoping that I get a better run this time. This season I pretty much had the option to franchise something, and unlike last season, I opted to franchise something, and that something was Landorus Incarnate. For those of you who don't know, we've kind of shifted to a little bit of a point system like the PPL this season. Not sure how I like it, but I'll see how I adjust to things here and there. But But first off, Landorus Incarnate. It did cost me an extra 7 points to franchise this thing for a total of a whopping 25 points. But Landorus Incarnate, definitely a really big threat from last season that a lot of teams had to prepare for. So, definitely looking forward to using Landorus Incarnate a little bit more effectively this season than last season. So, yeah, let's see how well he does this season. And for my first pick, I wanted something that would pair up very well with Landorus Incarnate. Something that can kind of sweep after breaking the walls that it's broken. And what better way to do that than Mega Lopunny? Mega Lopunny, definitely a dangerous and fast Mega that needs to be dealt with pretty handily if my opponent needs to, or if my opponent wants to win. Lopunny has a very good coverage pool, nice scrappy ability to get past those ghosts, high jump kick, Sable Eyes, and whatnot. And Landorus Incarnate now pretty much has a bit of a strong partner that I can pair some stuff up with. Last season I did have Mega Alakazam, so I didn't really get to use both of them too well, I have to say, together. But that was a little bit of a fault on the draft that I had, and the fact that I didn't really bring them together all too much. Last game of the season, I think I did, but But speaking of Alakazam, my next pick happened to be regular Alakazam. Regular Alakazam was a little bit of an emergency check to some setup sweepers here and there. I do have a little bit of T-Wave action going on. I can run Life Orb. I can run Focus Sash. Alakazam has an incredible move pool that I can work with. And I think it was one of the first mons I was familiar with in draft format, due to some, practice testing here and there. Let's just put it like that. But happy to have regular Alakazam on board. And it will be keeping the nickname Tony Romo. It's a little bit of a captain of the team. So, yeah. But, next pick after that. I was going after Cobalion, but right after I picked up Alakazam, I unfortunately got sniped. So, I had to do with another mon, and that mon was Keldeo. So, I now have another great partner for Mega Lopunny in creating a dual fighting core. And yeah, that's going to be a little bit scary to deal with, that dual fighting core. And while Keldeo doesn't really have the best move pool, it does have a nice little secret sword to bop some special walls with. Still have some Spannable Scalds, making a pretty nice water type for the team. So, yeah, Keldeo plus Mega Lopunny, definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, it would have been nice to have Cobalion, but I guess it is what it is. Snipes happen. But yeah, I'm looking at, and now looking at my team, I didn't really have too much of a bird check per se. So with my next pick, I opted to go after Tyrantrum. I mean, not the most diverse mon out in the field per se, again, like Keldeo. But I now have Rockhead boosted head smash. Or, it's not boosted. Head smash is not boosted by Rockhead. I just take less recoil from it, okay? But, Tyrantrum, really nice powerhouse there. I do have Talonflame in my division, so Tyrantrum gonna be a nice little boon for that. So, yeah. Get, well, a nice little, Bolt Beam Fangs, if I want to use that. But, yeah, let's actually see how Tyrantrum pull some stuff out. Definitely looking forward to using it this season. But, afterwards, I kind of went after something that would provide me with a little bit more momentum in Heliolisk. Heliolisk, nice quick electric type there. I mean, I missed out on Raikou, but really think Raikou would have just suited my team the way I wanted it to, honestly. But Heliolisk, I get a little bit of a water type check. Yeah, something to switch into Scalds with Heliolisk packing the Dry Skin ability. Get some Volt Switch momentum. Some very nice coverage. Better coverage than Raikou, actually. And definitely looking forward to using Heliolisk this season. So, yeah, another mon that I'm looking forward to using. After that comes something that I was surprised I was still up there, but honestly couldn't resist passing on the opportunity to get Suicune. Okay, so I have Keldeo and Suicune on the same team. Could pose a little bit of an issue, one would think, but Suicune is more of a bulky water, while Keldeo is more of an offensive water. And Suicune's move pool a little bit worse than Keldeo's, honestly, but it's actually something that I can work with. I mean, definitely a much more bulky water on my side of the field. And I can just do some Crocoon shenanigans. And, yeah, Suicune definitely going to be probably a role player this season. And speaking of role players, next mon I got was probably going to be a very important role player on the team. I went with Liepard. Liepard, pretty much the first dark type I've drafted in this format. And, yeah, I kind of missed out on Klefki, which was sniped from me by Cheese, which I'm kind of upset about. But honestly, it's not really the end of the world. But Liepard actually gets me that Prankster T-Wave support. I kind of lose out on Spikes, but I gain a little bit more momentum in an extra U-turn, get a knockoffer. Or a knockover with Stab, really. And Liepard has a lot of really good coverage. But an underwhelming attack stat kind of undermines that. Or both attacking stats are kind of underwhelming, but I actually kind of think Liepard can work. And I think I can make it work in that case. So definitely looking forward to using Liepard, and definitely interested in how I can work around with it and whatnot. Oh, and the next pick I ended up getting was, originally I was heading after Fortress, but unfortunately I did actually have a little bit of a points complication here and there. So the mon I ended up getting was actually Mile. Mile was pretty much worth 3 points there. And Mile does have pretty good coverage. Nice steel typing. And I was definitely looking for a steel type in the draft. And Mile, while it's a little bit slow, does some, like I said, very good coverage. A little bit of momentum in baton pass, intimidate, sheer force. Quite a few coverage options that I can choose between. So, definitely looking forward to seeing how Mile pans out in this format. In fact, I definitely think Mile could prove to be a pretty niche value pick there. Kind of like Lipard. And then, after that, I ended up taking Slurpuff. And in a little bit of tandem with Fortress and Slurpuff, there was a cap issue with me, honestly. So that's why I ended up dropping Fortress for Mile. But Slurpuff, pretty nice move pool actually, and a pretty nice ability in Unburden that I can kind of abuse. I can have belly drum sweeps here and there. I can go for a Calm Mind Mon. I can do quite a few things with Slurpuff, including counter Mega Kangaskhan. Except that's not in the league, but Kangaskhan is, and it's in my division, so next best thing. How about that, Brolisify? I'm just kidding. But I could have gotten an 11th Mon, but I'm kind of thinking that I want to use those 3 million left in free agencies somewhere here and there. Maybe for a trade, per se. But yeah, now I have a much more offensive team than I had last season. And I'm kind of used to playing offense. Draft format, I'm kind of used to balance, but I definitely think I can make this team work. And I guess we'll see if we can make the playoffs for a third season in a row. So, hope you guys enjoyed this draft analysis. Root on our Swamperts by putting in the comments section below. Go Perks go! Rate, comment, sub, and I'll see you guys next time!